Ponca City Board of Education regular meeting on Monday, October 9th, 6 p.m. to order. And we'll start with the flag salute. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather in this October school board meeting, we remember the joy and the excitement of trick-or-treating that many of our students will soon experience. We pray for their safety as they enjoy this fun tradition, and we ask for the wisdom to make decisions that protect and support them in all aspects of their education and well-being. Please guide us in our discussions and grant us the ability to create an enriching and secure environment for all of our students, staff, and community during this festive season. In your name, amen.
Here.
Here.
All right, first up, we have presentations and recognition. The presentation of the Employee of the Month and Friend of Education Awards. And we have our Certified Employee of the Month this month is Ms. Kendra Smith.
I present to you Ms. Kendra Smith. Is this working? Over here. Okay. I'm going up.
Right
Here's
there.
Kendra. So Kendra received her notification on Friday morning, and it was really sweet because it was Tony's last day, and she thought Tony was at our assembly to celebrate Tony. But the way I see it, Tony wouldn't have 34 successful years without you. So I thought we need to celebrate Kendra. Kendra is the definition of a team player, someone who loves her students unconditionally and is fiercely loyal to our school and district. She never hesitates to support her colleagues. She is always one step ahead in solving problems before they begin. When she sees a need, she tries to find a way to meet it. She is always seen with a smile on her face, a welcoming spirit, and maybe a funny hat. She treats all the adults and children with kindness and respect, no matter the situation. Her class climate is a place for all students to grow and learn, no matter their level of need. As educators across the nation struggle with the impacts of COVID, Kendra decided to spend her last few summers reading, learning, and growing so she can continue to reach kids where they are. I'd also like to add that she was unfortunately sick during our last PD day, and instead of resting and recovering, she spent the day reading and researching strategies. I'm beyond proud of her and grateful for her. She's not allowed to join Mr. Smith in retirement anytime soon. Very proud of you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All of that's true, and I know it because she taught two of my kids.
It's true.
Even the cutting that part, I think it was a duck or something similar. Our support, a
She
chicken.
has all kinds of
All
stuff,
kinds.
so.
Our support employee of the month is Ashley Shearer from Pohai.
I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I get to be here for two people. First, Miss Ashley Shear. Ashley is one of those exceptional talents that's well respected and appreciated by her colleagues. They often talk about a couple of things, both strengths, and kind of a unique blend. One is that exceptional people skills. Her customer service is exceptional. She makes people feel welcome, makes people feel valued, always makes people feel special in her presence. And the second is her attention to detail. She is an exceptional master at spreadsheets and can give any task that you can think of, you can give it to this year, and it's going to be done thoroughly, well, on time, and exceptional quality. The only negative is Ashley spent 2 years at the high school, and now she's over at athletics with that darn Joe Trump. But we're excited for Ashley because she's taking those skills and learning new ones, and continuing to serve our district and our kids. So we're glad we still have you, even though you're not last. Thank you, Ashley. Congrats.
Our Attorney of Education tonight is Mr. Rick Edgington from NOC.
Dr. Edgington is from NOC, Vice President at NOC, and every successful story that I could tell you about concurrent at Pohai is probably responsible from this guy. We have had an exceptional program that is just growing and growing, and it's all due to the man standing before you right here. The counselors, he has worked with 4 different counselors at Pohai. He's worked with 2 different registrars, and he's been stuck with me the whole time. But I can't thank him enough. The title of this award is Friend of Education, and he truly is. He is a friend. He has spent countless hours coming up, hosting parent nights to answer questions. He has worked at the UC to meet kids and to help them understand what it means to be a college student, and taking the time to show them through Blackboard, showing them the time to acclimate to college life, helping kids continue with their college career. We actually even have a young lady this year that will graduate Pohai and is on track to also have her associate's degree when she graduates in May. All of that is due to this guy and his tireless work for our kids. We can't thank him enough. Thank you, Dr. Edgington.
Thank you guys so much. And if our award recipients would like to, with their families, meet them out in the hallway, and they're going to do a little picture with the award receipt back there. Thank you, recipients. And we'll see you guys another time. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you, Dr.
Tony, you're welcome to stay and listen to our
Happy retirement. I guess we don't have any public comment because she didn't say before she left. Okay. We don't have any public comment today, so we'll move right on to the superintendent's report with potential board discussion. Mr. Leaney.
Thank you, appreciate that. I hope everyone had an excellent weekend. The Wildcats won on Friday night, that was exciting. And in Oktoberfest, I heard it was a record crowd for the community, so that's always a great fundraiser for the Marlin Estate Foundation and the Marlin Mansion and what they try to accomplish there. So just a great weekend to be a Ponca-Cityan. My superintendent's report's going to be pretty brief, but I kind of thought that we'd take a little overview of what we've been working on in our office. October is a critical month for this office and for superintendents across the state as we do our October 1 enrollment update. This is a report you guys have seen each year. The last 3 years was Shelley since COVID. I've updated it with our October 1 and 2023 numbers there. This is our enrollment by site update. You can see the green boxes where we have grown, and everywhere we're not green are numbers that have decreased at those sites. So you can see we had enrollment growth at Lincoln and Union and TSL. I'm going to forget Training Skills Lab. I thought I'd go blank there, but that's housed at our Washington pre-K school there. I couldn't put it all in one page, so I broke it down a little bit more. So this is our secondary sites. West Middle School, we had a lower enrollment there. Higher at East, and I guess I missed the box at Pohai, but we're higher at Pohai as well there. So our totals, though, like I said, we're 4,738 compared to a year ago this time, 4,623. Wildcat Academy there with 85 students. Virtual at 88. We anticipate that will probably grow a little bit more over the course of the year. And our share program with Pioneer Tech is at 16 students there. So if we go by enrollment by grade level, I thought this would be kind of interesting to get a kind of a highlight because that kind of shows you where our population is across town, but this shows you where they are by grade levels. So we have more sections in some elementary schools than others there. You can see where we had enrollment increases, a bigger group in second grade, fourth grade, and then our secondary grades, 8th through 12th grade. We have a very large, historically compared to the last 4 years, higher than average enrollment there. We're kind of a small one. I was talking to someone earlier, and I said, you know, with third through sixth graders right now, if those numbers held true, then I can see a scenario where the high school drops to a 5A setting, but that doesn't account for all the private schools that filter into High and virtual schools that we're seeing more of a migration from virtual back into in-person learning moving forward. But just thought that was interesting there. Talking about transfers, where are our kids coming from and where are kids going? We pulled these numbers here. 97 kids from the McCord area, 28 from Kildare, 33 from the 23-24 new incoming transfers there from McCord, Newkirk, Schuyler, Ponca. Just kind of give you an overview of where they're going or where they're coming into, and then where they're outgoing students leaving the Ponca City School District to other sites there. 122 will stick out to you from Epic. 12 is just e-schools that are just virtual schools that we just have, you know, various different virtual schools or academies that are out there that we can try to list them out, but there's not about one of each one. 25 to Newkirk, you can see there. And then we've got 10 at Tonkwall, 2 at Woodlands. And you can see total incoming transfers, 239, and our total outgoing students is right at 203.
What about your out-of-state transfers? Do you know?
I don't know that one, Roman, I'm sorry. But I did think it was interesting that the students, these are, for this school year, we have 67 from Epic and 75 returning from a virtual setting that were last year to an in-person learning in our district this year. And that number's grown from last year. I think last year's number was right around 63. So I think we'll start seeing that trend maybe continue to increase as, I don't know, virtual loses some of that magic, or if, part of me, the educator in me, thinks the accountability maybe in the virtual is not as high as it is in an in-person classroom setting. So we will, I think, see more students migrate to in-person learning. Yeah, Judy?
The 67 from Epic, did they come back like at the first of the year?
Yes, like these are the students that have enrolled and were with us on October 1, and they listed, they moved in from Epic on that. A good question. Are there any questions on our enrollment? I'll go back to, I thought it was kind of interesting to see kind of our grade numbers there.
These are the numbers for the ADM.
Yeah. Yes, sir. These are our October 1 numbers.
And we get 8,000 to 10,000 students.
Correct. Yeah.
So we're going to get close to $1 million.
We'll have a nice mid-year adjustment, depending on what enrollment is across the state. You know, there was some great development happening in Claremore that we didn't know about. There's 6,000 new students over there.
We're a little bit over 100.
Yeah, we're a little over 100.
So it'd be 800,000, 900,000 probably at least.
Correct. And then, you know, they changed the weights this year, and I talked to Erica and Maureen today. We don't have a weight range yet, but they did increase the weights for socioeconomic disadvantage, transportation, English learners. So it could even be more substantial if those students qualify as any of those categories there. Yeah. So we should have a good January mid-year adjustment. And we just are finally, we're just now beginning to get some preliminary guidance on mid-year adjustment. We'll have more as we move forward. I want to give you a quick legislative update, and it's going to be really fast because we were really monitoring the governor's call for a special session for the House and Senate to come in and review tax cuts, and the Senate gavelled in, and then they declared signing aye at the same moment, so they are out. But the House, I thought was interesting. They gavelled in, but they adjourned to the call of the chair. And if you know anything about legislative loopholes, if you adjourn to the call of the chair, that means that your session is not closed, but it's also not open, and the governor therefore cannot call any more future special sessions until the House adjourns signing aye. So I don't think we'll see any more special sessions this year. I think the will of the legislature was pretty clear that if they want to mess with tax cuts, they'll do it when they come back in the end of January, 1st of February with that. So studies happening right now that I think will have big time implications for education. You know, last year it seemed like we were really focused on teacher pay raises, rightfully so. I think you're going to see a lot this session on a revisit of our graduation requirements that the state currently requires for all high school students to go earn their diploma. A lot of discussion on how they create more flexible pathways for students. Right now there's a real push that they think that parents and students should have more choice in their high school education and be able to free up some classes to be able to explore different career options or educational pathways. So COSA and OSSBA and a few other groups, Career Tech, are getting together to try to play offense on this and make some suggestions. There's some great models out there. The state of Colorado, for example, has a great graduation requirements that I think our state's taking a close look at. But there are 3 interim sessions right now that are looking at graduation requirements and different ideas and options. Some people are talking about, do we need 2 years of foreign language? Do we need to have 4 Englishes or whatever? So I think you'll see a lot of legislation coming out this spring on it. Our goal is that we get some good ideas planted now, so when that legislation comes out, we're not trying to block bad bills, but we're trying to really push for more options for our students on that. The other ones you're going to see, there's multiple ones right now on insurance premiums, and our district is not immune from this. I'll show you another slide here in a minute, but there's a number of school districts, ourselves included, that are struggling with premiums that are just skyrocketing. Our premiums have skyrocketed 3 times what we were paying about 6 or 7 years ago. And when you see it, your eyes are kind of bogged out of your head, but it's pretty intense. But there's a out of Kingfisher is leading an interim study right now, and then Rhonda Baker out of UConn is also doing an interim session on casualty limits and if there's any other options for schools. Right now we have an insurance group that is composed of member schools and organizations that pull all their money in, but it's just clearly not keeping up with either inflation or whatever, and there's just not a lot of options to shop out insurance as we all will know. So I think the legislature is looking at options on how to either create more of a competitive marketplace for schools or give the schools some options to be able to shop outside of statewide networks. For a district our size, the number of people that can actually insure us would be very limited. We're not going to find a local insurance individual that could go out on a limb. And I think we have about $400 million in valuation, so it would be hard to cover that if we had a disaster in our community on that bill. So, and I anticipate that our premiums are going to go up even more with the Shawnee disaster this fall, or this spring. The tornadoes that came through and ripped up their high school and athletic fields and gymnasiums. So that they're a member of the same group that we are. So I'm sure our premiums will go up even more to help me offset the costs affected there. And then the last interim study that we're really focused on and following is just revisions to the A through F report cards. There's just a lot of brokenness in the A through F report cards. So we've heard some great speakers from the state of Utah, for example, that has more of an indexed system for scoring and rating and evaluating schools. It's supposedly easy to read and understand and comprehend. So, and I think COSA and OSSBA are really working hard on how can we get in front of some A through F report card revisions. So looking at insurance premiums, so how much have we spent over the last few years? This current fiscal year, when this is property and workers' comp, all the insurance costs that we have, $909,476 for this school year to pay in insurance premiums. I would love to go back and rewind the clock to 2016-17, have it 326. This stuff.
Well, a lot of it would be nice to have a perspective of what we had building-wise that we've added since that time.
You've added a few things, I think, over those years.
That would give us more, I mean, the concert hall wasn't in there in 16, 17, and those kind of things.
16, 17 concert hall, athletic, football locker room, the weight room. We've added a lot of
Yeah, and all that changes,
And it's gonna go up even more than the last one this year.
Yeah, so my first year in the district was 21, 22, and that's when we went from 520 to 690, and Brenda about had a heart attack, but one of the things that Lori and I wanted to look at is, were we really valuing our properties at the level they needed to be at? And we had those numbers revisited and studied. So we saw a significant gap or increase in 21, 22, but the subsequent year, 22, 23, we had a smaller smaller jump compared to what other districts had. I really think the 23, 24 was just a number of combinations, inflationary costs, and because our valuation was spot on. But we did look at all the buildings and properties, and I mean, we had everything from the new video board at Solon's. I can't remember. Fencing, decorative fencing. I mean, we went and building by building to make sure that we were spot on where we didn't have any gaps in the coverage anywhere. Because that would have been a nightmare scenario where someone got hurt and we didn't have coverage on that spot. But as you can see, you know, we're not alone in this. A lot of school districts are even worse shape than this comparatively on the insurance premium. So we've got a lot. We're looking for help from the legislature on either create a competitive marketplace that we can take our business out there and shop it around, or be able to provide some relief on this. But that is all I had for my superintendent's report. Do you have any questions or discussions for me?
I received an email today, one of the other interim studies that they're doing on the teacher pipeline.
Yeah. So they, this one's from the senator in Claremore, Siegfried, I think over in, but yeah, they're looking at, I mean, so the teacher shortage is just it's just a persistent problem. And they have made a few tweaks in the past few years. I think what you'll see is just maybe some even more carrots that they can dangle to try to entice young folks to go to school to get their degree in education. You know, I think that you'll still, if you're listening to Senator Adam Pugh from Edmond, there's still a push there to still keep moving that needle for teacher pay, to increase it gradually over time. I think that's the best approach for the state, instead of trying to dig ourselves in a hole every 5 to 10 years. If we had a systemic approach to funding education that was very similar to the Oklahoma highways and roads plan, you know, the 8-year plan where they said, over the next 8 years, we're going to get to this point. You know, that I don't know why we can't do something like that with education and funding and teacher salary. But it's going to take a legislature with some good leadership and some vision casting to get us there. So I think it'll be an interesting fall with lots of interim studies that I think will pertain a lot to education. I don't think education is going to go on the back burner because we passed the pay raise last year. I think it's going to be on the very forefront of everyone's minds as we move into the next session, and rightfully so. I mean, we've got some big questions we've got to help get answers to. So I will do my best to keep you informed and advocate on behalf of Ponca City Public Schools and our staff and our students to make sure that our kids are getting the best that they can. Any questions for me?
Consent agenda, and a motion is required for the approval of the consent agenda as printed or as amended. Board members may, however, call for a separate vote on any or all items listed on the consent agenda. Looks like we have the minutes from the September 11th regular Board of Education meeting and contracts and agreements under 10,000. I would entertain a motion.
So moved on to approval. Second.
A motion from Don, seconded by Robin. Any discussion or questions? All right, call for the vote.
Nancy Zimmershed. Aye. Judy Truitt.
Aye.
Anna Roland.
Aye.
Robin Riley.
Aye.
Don Henson.
Aye.
Item 6, action items, and motion is required. We have item 1 is consider and take action on the following district financial reports. You can see them listed there, A through N.
That's a good meeting. Very kept us in line. Had a little problem once in a while, but we did okay.
We talked about a lot of,
Yeah, we did. I'm there for approval.
second.
Approval by Don, seconded by Robin. Any discussion or questions? Call for the vote. Oh, hang on. consider and take action on resolution to K County Election Board calling for the annual election of Board of Education member in Ward number 4. And the commentary is listed there. That Adam can answer any questions if anybody has any. So, motion to consider and take action.
I will make a motion.
Nancy's made the motion.
Second.
Second by Dawn. Any questions or discussion? Okay, call for the vote.
Anna Roland.
Aye.
Judy Truitt.
Aye.
Robin Riley.
Aye.
Nancy Zimmerstein.
Aye.
Don Newsom.
Aye.
Item 3 is consider and take action on the 2023-2024 Ponca City Public Schools site improvement and Title I plans. And the
I'll make a
commentary.
motion to approve that item. I appreciate you sending those things out to us a lot ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had to keep myself up.
Yes, it takes a little while to get through. I agree.
There was a few of them.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing that, fellas. And I'll make a motion to approve.
Dawn's made the motion.
I'll second.
Second by Nancy. And I'd also like to say that I'm gonna try to say this without, okay, so if any parent says that they don't know what's going on in their school, like, I don't know how you put it, those are very comprehensive and available, you know, for anyone. And I am just in awe at how much support there is for our students in the district from, just anything that they need. There's access to it, the CART teams, the multi-tiered systems of support. I mean, it's just, all of it is amazing. And I do appreciate all the work the principals and all the staff has put in, so I just wanted to make that personal point of privilege. Call for the vote.
Don Newsom.
Aye.
Nancy Zimmerstein. Aye. Anna Roland.
Aye.
Judy Truitt. Robin Riley.
Aye.
Item 4 is consider and take action on recognition of the following events, and we have a few. A is American Education Week, and that's observed November 13th through 17th. And B is National Education Support Professionals Day, which coincides with that American Education Week and is celebrated on November 15th to recognize our amazing ESPs. And item C is National Native American Heritage Month, and there's several activities that are listed on the commentary to be celebrated November 13th through 17th, and it's district-wide. Some of them are site-specific, but most of them are all over the district. D is Celebrate Freedom Week during the week of November 6th through 11th. Oklahoma Public Schools will observe Celebrate Freedom Week. Lots of things going on probably at each of the sites, all of that, so.
I'll make a motion for that, but I do want to say, I love all of it, but I love the step up on the Native American and all that stuff that is happening and being done is really awesome. So I agree with the motion.
Motion by Nancy, seconded by Judy. Any other discussion or questions? Call for the vote.
Anna Roland.
Aye.
Don Newsom.
Aye.
Judy Truitt.
Aye.
Nancy Zimmerstein. Robin Riley.
Aye.
Item 5, consider and take action on a bid proposal from Kuhn Mechanical Incorporated for the high school P building HVAC replacement project. This is a total cost of $219,257 and will come from ESSER funds. I'll entertain a motion.
I got a question on that one. Jason, did we have a GMP on that one, or is that just something you ought to do?
That was something we did. We handled that one in-house because it was a quick swap out of.
So there won't be any architectural fees on it?
No, there won't be any architectural fees.
Contract?
It's just a basic swap out of the RTUs, rooftop units.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Nancy, seconded by Dawn. Any other questions or discussion? Call for the vote.
Nancy Zimmerstein. Aye. Don Newsom.
Aye.
Robin Riley.
Aye.
Anna Roland.
Aye.
Judy Truitt.
Aye.
Item 6, consider and take action on construction manager recommendations report from Kyler Construction Group for the Fine Arts HVAC project. Total base bid GMP of $865,032. This amount will come from ESSER funds, and Jason's here to answer any questions. Motion?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve by Dawn,
Second.
second by Judy. Any discussion or questions?
Quick question on that. The architectural fees are not included in the base bid, correct?
Correct.
And that's what, 6%, 8%?
Yes, sir.
Okay. coming from funeral funds, or building funds?
Yes, that would come from building.
What, the architect fee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? Wait. Thank you. That's why you're here. I'll call for the vote.
Robin Riley.
Aye.
Don Newsom.
Aye.
Nancy Zimmerstein. Aye. Judy Truitt.
Aye.
Anna Roland.
Item 7, consider and take action on a quote from Imagine Learning for a virtual certified French teacher for the 23 fall semester. And Dr. Hawkins is here to answer any questions if you have any.
I make a motion for that.
Motion made by Nancy, seconded by Judy. Any discussion or questions? Call for the vote.
Don Newsom.
Aye.
Judy Truitt.
Aye.
Anna Roland.
Aye.
Robin Riley.
Aye.
Nancy Zimmerstein. Aye.
Consider and take, item 8, consider and take actions on the following contracts and agreements. A, quote from SIA USA for equipment and training for Open Gates portable metal detectors. And the total cost is $76,218 from the building fund. B, agreement with EF High School Exchange Year for 2024 academic year for a foreign exchange student from Sweden. C, an agreement with Mad Science to provide assemblies for elementary schools in Washington pre-K. Total cost of $16,000 coming from Title IV funds. Entertain a motion to consider and take action.
I just have one question. Very good. Just, I know I've been here forever, but the foreign exchange students, can they just pop in whenever, or is it every semester, every year?
This is for next year.
It's
For next year.
Yeah, sorry, I should have said that.
Okay,
For
so we're just preparing, but can they pop, I mean, so say if we wanted someone to come in January, if they.
It's usually by semester, but by policy, they're supposed to be approved before August 1st.
Okay, okay,
So that's by policy.
okay.
But I don't know if we've ever really said, no, we don't want you to come visit.
Okay,
So I would ask you guys, like with this one.
okay, thank you.
Okay, I have a question. On these, portable metal detectors, now, are those just gonna be moved around to where you need them, or are they gonna be placed
Good question.
somewhere?
It's a great question, Judy. So this product allows us the flexibility to, I'm sorry, Jason, you want to answer?
Go ahead, you're doing a good job, man.
It gives us the flexibility to, we can deploy them anywhere we want. So we can, any event that we feel like needs an extra layer of security, we can add that.
While we're on, I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Have you all determined your implementation plan for those? For instance, will we have to hire extra policemen?
We will not have to hire extra policemen, but we will work through the training once the training comes with these equipment. So we will work with the high school admin on.
But what is your implementation? I mean, will you use school employees
Yes.
for the, what, if they don't pass this, will they go to the one test or?
Well, we haven't got to that part yet. If they trigger this for security reasons, we will either ask them to remove their items from their pocket or whatever. These items are supposed to not detect just like cell phones. They're supposed to detect large masses of concentrated
But
silicon.
we, school employees?
Yes, we would be school employees. If they did not consent to that and then tried to force entry, then that would become a police matter at that point, which we always have police at our events. So that's where we would include the Ponca City Police Department at that point. They can either comply with the search or be turned away if they trigger this.
But would the search be from school employees?
Yes, yeah.
I'm not sure that that's the right thing to do.
Well, I think we
now.
discussed this on if the kids at school, something happens at school, you can only search, help me out, Jason, or am I lying?
That was a search and seizure policy of students, so that's a bit different
Okay,
than having an event that's a paid event, and that's come as you will, and instead of compulsory time.
okay.
So with these units, we could have our security with us at the front gates or in the doorways. Either way, if they're so mobile and portable that we can move them from to the school, we can utilize them in athletic facilities wherever we need to. They are very, you can change the sensitivity levels on these machines. So again, it's looking for masses of metal and not just like a cell phone or pocket keys, just compact high-dense metal.
Okay, the other question I had, what's the timing on delivery?
Well, it's 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks.
It was about 5 weeks.
Oh,
5 weeks. So we had to
Will
get.
they be here for the start of basketball and wrestling season?
As far as the company, they said yes. So they've got everybody in the country trying to order the same unit. We got onto this group through some contacts at Putnam City Schools. They have 54 sets of these throughout their district currently, so they've had great success with them.
We don't really open Robson up till the end of November, do we, for wrestling and basketball?
I think that's correct.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
I'm going to defer to the previous athletic director on that.
Yeah, they should be.
And I will tell this board, we did secure $25,000 in additional funding to help offset that cost for CP6. We appreciate their donation towards this cost.
Okay.
Maybe at the next few committee meetings or something, we can have the implementation plan, or how, we're kind of looking into that a little bit.
Yeah, so it comes with training, so we were going to work with the high school admin on the training part.
I want to ask Terry, these science assemblies, are you gonna have like in each school different grade levels? Assembly, are they all gonna be in the same assembly?
The way they do it is they come in and they do a school-wide assembly, and then in the afternoon, they have, centers set up in the gym, so different grade levels can come and walk through those and learn different things about STEM. And then in the evening, they invite parents to come back for a different assembly. So it's a really full day and into the evening event, so.
And it'll be twice a year?
No, just once a year, but at every elementary site and the pre-K center.
Oh, okay. I know, okay.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Nancy, seconded by Judy. Any other discussion or questions for A through C? Call for the vote.
Robin Riley.
Aye.
John Newsom.
Aye.
Anna Roland.
Aye.
Nancy Zimmerstein. Aye. Judy Truitt.
Item 9, motion and vote to convene an executive session for the following purposes: to discuss the possible termination, reassignment, resignation, and employment of personnel in the attached detailed personnel report, to discuss negotiations, to discuss the purchase or appraisal of real property, to discuss confidential conversations with the board attorney concerning pending claims and litigation. Okay, motion.
This motion approved, item 9.
From the approval, a motion to approval, Nancy with a second, call for the vote.
Nancy Zimmerstein. Aye. John Newsom.
Aye.
Anna Roland.
Aye.
Robin Riley.
Aye.
Judy Truitt.
We are returning to open session. Item 11, recital by the board president that the minutes of the executive session were kept by the board minutes clerk and will remain confidential. Item 12, consider and take action on recommendations for termination, reassignment, resignation, and employment of personnel. Take a motion.
I will make a motion.
Nancy's made the motion. Second. Second. Any discussion or questions? Call for the vote.
Anna Roland.
Aye.
John Newsom.
Aye.
Robin Riley.
Aye.
Judy Truitt.
Aye.
Nancy Zimmerstein. Aye.
Item 7, new business. Any new business?
This chili's awesome.
I'm telling you, so.
Well, thank you. I don't know if the minutes need to reflect that.
It does, he's doing like that, isn't it?
It is very awesome.
You did good.
All right, no new business, and I'll take a motion for adjournment. It does say motion on
So
there.
moved.
Did you give Tracy the rest of
But we don't have to vote, right?
I
All right,
haven't,
no
I
vote.
think you should actually